What's your biggest cycling dream?
World champion on the road and then Olympic champion on the track.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Castelli podcast. My name is Søren Jensen, Castelli Marketing Manager, and in this episode we are joined by the British road and track cyclist Vernon, who will give us a rundown of his favorite winter pieces to combat the cold and wet weather when training in the UK. We will also take a look back at his first 2 professional seasons riding for Soudal Quickstep, which included some impressive results such as stage wins at the Tour of Slovakia and a Volta Catalunya, as well as being crowned the World Elimination and Team Pursuit champion on the track. The interview took place last spring during one of Castelli's many product feedback sessions with the riders and was more of a friendly chat than a formal interview. However, we will delve into topics such as dressing up for cold and wet winter rides, off-season cross-training, pre-training food, Aero race suits, winter gloves, Ethan's passion for coffee, and his cycling career goals. So sit back, relax, and kick your feet up as we embark on an insightful conversation with incredible Vernon. Ethan, first of all, thank you for taking the time to meet with me after an already long afternoon of product feedback and fit sessions.
Yeah.
You have access to a full toolbox of Castelli products. Which products really stand out to you and make your job doing the long winter training rides that little bit easier?
For sure it's the rain jacket. Living in Britain and the harsh winters we have there makes it so much easier, that rain jacket. I mean, I could ride in 5 hours in the rain and not feel the wet. So yeah, when I have this on, it's really nice. But all of it, the waterproof leg warmers, the overshoes, I can literally ride for hours and not feel the wet. So I think it's made it a lot easier from sort of what I've used previously. It definitely helps training and reducing illnesses and things like that. It's quite important. If you can reduce the days you're ill because of your clothing, then you're training more days, aren't you, in the year, and then they all start to add up.
The products Ethan is highlighting are the Gavia and Slicker Pro rain jackets, Alpha Hours 2 jacket, the Pioggia 4 and Deluvio Pro shoe covers, Nanoflex Pro bib shorts, and Nanoflex 3G leg warmers. What other fall-winter items do you reach for when the temperature drops or when heading out in the wet and cold British weather?
I tend to ride the same setup like most days. If the weather's quite similar, I'd go like the thermal bib tights.
Yeah, the Sorpasso Hours 2, but also the Tutto Nano water-repellent bib tights are brilliant for British weather. What other winter products really stands out and keep you warm?
The long Castelli overshoes, the neck scarf, the hat, and Castelli thermal base layer. And then depending on the weather, I'd go like the long sleeve Gabba or Perfetto in a rain jacket if it's not too cold. And then gloves. My hands get hooked easily, so I just go for the thickest ones. But again, they're really good, so yeah. I'd rather my hands be too hot than numb.
Finding the best winter gloves can be a long project for many. That's why you will find 15 different long finger gloves and 16 different shoe covers in the Castelli range. By utilizing the product filter on our website, you can actually narrow down the options that work for you, ensuring your hands and feet stay warm and dry regardless of the weather conditions. What's usually in your race rain bag before a spring classic race?
The Hydro long sleeve and gilet. Maybe a spare set of arm warmers, the Nanoflex arm and knee and leg warmers. They're surprisingly waterproof as well. But then like Perfetto or put a Gabba in. But yeah, all the winter stuff, because yeah, if you need the bag, then normally like really cold and wet. So
Ethan, let's talk bike racing now. What part excites you the most?
What I like the most is like the end bits, the bits that are carnage and you're fighting and the lead out part. So I really enjoy that. And then also the descents on a nice sunny day. That's quite cool as well.
Which kind of race gives you the most pleasure?
I really enjoyed the stage racing this year, actually. I couldn't tell you like one specifically, but there was days that were like I'd class as low pressure, where you helping the other guys. It's a mountain stage and you need them at the bottom, and then you're in the gruppetto and you're just like a trainer ride, then you're just riding in the hills. But then you know the next day you're switched on and everyone's in for you, and then you feel the pressure, and But I quite like that, the variability that the stage races have, where like one day is sometimes for you and another day is for someone else. And yeah, I enjoyed that.
Coming into the World Tour as a neo-pro in 2022, did you find it difficult to gain the respect from riders from other teams? And who would you be talking to, mainly the Wolfpack or the British riders?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I mean, it's always hard because you see like the guys that have been pro for 5-10 years already and they almost know everyone is in peloton, and then you come in for your first year and you see everyone else chatting to people from different teams, and I'm just looking for the other British guys or other guys in my team. But even just like one season along, there's like a few more names that I've made friends with in like gruppettos and things like that. So yeah, I mean, it only takes a couple of years, doesn't it? And then you start to recognise more faces in the peloton, and you end up at the same races as most people because you're that type of rider, and each team sends that type of rider to that race. But yeah, I'd always look for a British rider because yeah, we're quite close back home. So.
And luckily, there's also a bigger group of British riders in the peloton these days. Ethan, what's your go-to Aero road suit and why?
I'd go for BTW because yeah, I know from the track the aerodynamic gains that you get with speed suits and stuff like that. So when I'm sprinting, I'd definitely go for a suit like that. But then the Superleggera, if it was like a mountain stage or something, just something that's a bit more breathable and comfier to wear for when you're going up a climb for like an hour. So yeah, I'd go for And then the classics, well, the semi-classics I did this year, I'd also go BTW just because, yeah, it's a flat out all day. So over like a 6 hour period, the watts saved is quite a lot. And always Aero socks, even if it's hilly.
No cotton socks?
Yeah, no, never the cotton socks, always the Aero.
Very good choice. The best Aero combo when the race speed is high. Hey, let's go back to off-season training. Do you cross-train on other bikes than road and track in winter?
Yeah, I ride my mountain bike quite a bit actually. In the winter, I just think it's better to, especially if there's like chance of ice or snow or something like that. I just don't think it's worth the risk. And with the mountain bike with the bigger tires, I think it's just a bit safer and like a mix. It's nice to mix it up every now and again. There's a forest near where I live and the climbs are quite steep, so it is a tough ride, but it's nice to do.
To do something different, yeah, and stay protected from the wind and wind chill. Even with a wind speed of 5 miles per hour, a fast road ride can feel like riding into freezing 25 miles winds, so it's important to stay protected from the wind.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But also like on my TT bike, I'll jump on that like a couple of times a week, so stuff like that is how you balance like the track and the road. Is say you do a road ride and then you can say it's 3 hours long, you could always do your 2 hours of efforts and then do the last hour on the TT bike, or the 3 hours on the road and then just spend like 20 minutes on the rollers on the TT bike. It's just that time in position really. So yeah.
Do you like to stop for a coffee during your training rides or at the end?
Yeah, depending on what I've got to do that day. If I've got nothing to do, then I'd definitely stop for a cafe. But yeah, sometimes I have other bits around training and like meetings and stuff, so then I need to get back and I don't have time. But I could easily spend too long in this cafe.
What is your go-to sweet and coffee style?
At my local one, it would be like a flat white and then flapjack or a brownie.
Also two of my favorites.
It's a nice cafe. It's like a cycling cafe as well, so it's
yeah, it's a good place to take a breather and enjoy some good coffee and food at the end of the ride. Well, talking about food, what's your favorite race food when walking onto the team bus?
I'd go for, they've got like an energy cake. I'd go for that. I tried to mix it really. So obviously we're told to have X milligrams per hour and stuff. So all the writing has got the amount of carbs and stuff on them. So I tend to go for a mix. The Soigneurs make nice rice cakes, and so I'd pick like one or two of them up, an energy cake, an energy bar, mixed with like some different flavoured gels and stuff. Because yeah, I just think with some of the stage races, you're away for such a long time. You need to make sure you're not just eating one of the same food like every day, because yeah, you just become sick of it. So but the 16 nutrition is really nice as well, the team, so it's quite easy to eat.
At training camps or at home in winter, do you have a normal breakfast like porridge, toast bread, or a lunch, breakfast, rice, omelette?
It depends. I always come away from the camp because we have omelettes here in the hotel, and I always for like the next few weeks make the same omelette as I've had here because it's so nice. But then that slowly phases out when I get more tired. So no, I'd always have oats, the porridge at home, and then yeah, whether that's with omelette or something else, I mix it up a bit. But yeah, that's my go-to. I just think porridge is so easy to eat in the morning, and it's high carb. So, and the coffee.
Do you have any of those fancy looking Rocket espresso machines?
Yeah, I got a Rocket R58. So yeah, the UK distributor sorted me out. So yeah, I make one each morning.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan myself of Rocket Espresso for over a decade. And it took me a while to figure out how to brew the perfect coffee after reading up on multiple how-to guides.
I kind of got into it. I wasn't really into it. I just had like a Sage before. But then when I contacted him after the Olympics and he helped me out with one of them, I've got really into it, and I've been YouTubing the latte art. It's been quite good. But
it would be fantastic to have a Rocket on the bus, since most riders on the team already know how to brew a good one.
But yeah, we should have a Rocket on it. But then again, we don't have loads of time before a race, so if there was 7 riders queuing up to do a barista-style coffee, we might miss the start.
Exactly. Let's rewind a little and look back at your first professional year with Soudal Quickstep. You entered the team strongly, achieving great results on the track, securing a stage victory at Tour de l'Avenir, and demonstrating your potential to be among the best in time trials. With 3 road race victories, 4 other podium placements, and a gold medal at the Track World Championships in 2022, you couldn't have asked for a better start to your first pro season.
Yeah, it was really special first season with the team, and I sat down at the start of, this time last year with my trainer and he asked me what my goals were, and it was to learn in the first half of the season and then maybe win a race by the end. And then when that Catalunya win came in like March, April time, I got already, and then it was reassess and just keep learning from then, hopefully keep trying to win more. And yeah, again, that came in Slovakia. So on the road, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to jump straight to that level and win 3 races in my first year, because I didn't have much of a road program the last year and the previous years with COVID. So it was my first proper season, and yeah, to get 3 was a nice way. And then obviously the track afterwards was a bonus.
Has it been difficult to live in 2 worlds, concentrating on your road career and at the same time focusing on preparing for your goals on the track?
Yeah, I think you've just got to be clever with it. It is difficult, but you have time between races, and where typically these guys would go home and just keep training on the road. I guess I do the same, but between that I have to fit in stuff with the track team and maybe like additional gym sessions and wind tunnel testing, and so there's a lot to go into the track side as well. But I think if you're organised, it is possible, and where the new track events sit, it's also quite nice because it's after the road season, so it just means an off season 1 week later. So it is manageable, but you have to be clever, and the way that the track's going, you have to spend time in the position and in the wind tunnel, because you can't just rock around and expect to go fast without any work in your position. So lots of hours are spent in the wind tunnel and on the track testing, just around on top of like my normal quick-step training. So
the Quickstep team always had some strong track rider profiles, and many pros train on the track in winter. Do you guys often end up talking track cycling, since you also compete against each other on the track?
Yeah, there's a few guys that I speak to about the track. Yeah, Maro, he also went to the Olympics, and we raced him in the final, I think, because we came last. We raced him in the final, and then also the Belgian guys, they train on the track in the winter. So I hear some stories about them and them asking me some questions, because obviously they just do it for training. But no, it is something we speak about, and I race against Morkov at the Worlds and things. So it's nice to have a few guys that have got a similar-ish background to me, even though it's more bunch racing than team pursuit.
Having pursued a career in track cycling, what made you change your mind and transition to the road?
It's predominantly been the track, I think I did, in the under 23, I did 1 season on the roads, and the rest just was all track. And as a junior, I didn't do any road at all, so that was all track. So my whole upbringing as a road and track cyclist has just been track training on the road to support the track races. So it wasn't really until under 23 when I came back from the games on that L'Avenir stage that I thought there was something in the road for me. So it's only been like a year or 2 since I've decided that I could actually pursue things on the road. But I think the rider I am today is because of that background and that speed work I've done on the track. So I think it would be stupid to give that up now.
In your first pro year, did the team give you enough freedom to target your own goals, especially after taking your first pro victory early in the season at Catalunya?
Yeah, I was really surprised actually. I think that's been the thing I'm really the most happy about with the team, is that I wasn't expecting to come to this team as a neo-pro with not much history in road and be like led out by some of these guys that have been here years. And I think that was really special for me, that the team backed me straight away from the start of my first year. And I know a lot of other teams, you have to be there years and years to stand your place to then get chances like this. So yeah, to get chances like that early was like nerve-wracking, but it was special.
Did the team include you in the big lead-out train for CAV during your first season in 2022?
Yeah, it depends with the program which way the sprinters go, and if the programs collide, then I form part of the lead-out. And there's been races where I've been with CAV, and that was my first race actually in UAE with Morkov and CAV, so it was great to be part of the train there. And almost, obviously it's still high pressure, but have that a bit of pressure taken off. It's my first race, and I helped Cav out, and he won that race actually, so that was a really nice start to the team. But yeah, I've really enjoyed helping the other lads as well.
What's your biggest cycling dream?
World champion on the road, and then Olympic champion on the track. I think if I won them two, I'd be quite happy, yeah. But then also there's other goals like Grand Tour stages, and yeah.
You still haven't raced a Grandie yet. What Grand Tour would you like to be your first?
I think with Volta.
Why?
Because I'd rather the heat than the cold, I think, of the Giro, or the potential cold in the Giro. And then the Tour would be quite high pressure as my first Grand Tour. But I think in the order would be Volta, then once I've done that, it would be the Tour and then the Giro.
Well, yeah, the Giro can be dogged by bad weather, especially in the high mountains where we have seen snow, rain, sleet and low temperatures.
But then saying that, with the Castelli kit, it would be alright, wouldn't it? Get that high, the rain jacket on, and be fine.
Well, Ethan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me after this busy day of training in the morning and product feedback in the afternoon.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you downstairs for dinner later. Cheers. Thanks to Ethan for joining us on the Castelli show and telling us about his favorite Castelli products for riding through the harsh British winter month, and how he balances his track and road cycling, season goals and his favorite race suits. As some of you probably already know, the 23-year-old sprinter will be heading to Israel Premier Tech in 2024 and plans to continue pursuing his track and road goals with his new team. If you have a question or topic you would like us to take up on a future episode, shoot us a line at podcast@castellicycling.com or hit us up on social. And if you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to subscribe, talk to your friends about the Castelli pod, give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to help us be seen by other cyclists in the algorithm. Thanks again, everyone, and see you soon on a future podcast.